that. I don't never want that on my name. I don't want that on my reputation. Don't play with me. And y'all know I'm always gonna clear some shit up. And when I clear shit up, I come with receipts. So welcome back to the dollhouse.
Walk in your trap and take over. Name another bitch that's cold. I just bought a brand new Rover. I don't even drive no more, I got a chauffeur. Took off, man, they asking me to slow up. Getting wiser and my money getting older. I'm that bitch, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm that bitch, man, I thought that they told you.
What's up, my kiddos and kids? Welcome back to the dollhouse. If you're new to the dollhouse, go ahead and subscribe and click that noti bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And we're just gonna get straight into this video. I know y'all looking at the title like, Kiana, what's going on? But y'all know me, when it comes to some shit, I don't clear up everything, but when it comes to like my character and who I am as a person, where I've came, what I've been through and stuff like that, I'm going to address it. So first things first, Corey got on TikTok, whatever, I think he was on TikTok Live, I don't know, Instagram Live or whatever, basically saying that he introduced me to everybody that I know, influencer wise, and he brought me to Houston.
I am the one who brought Kiana J to Houston and introduced her to Carmen and everybody. And
AIRI, a lot of you guys know who AIRI is. For those who don't, AIRI is also a YouTuber that I used to collab with years ago. Back in the day, OG YouTuber, she's real lit, whatever.
She let it know, like, back in the day, long time ago, not right now.
AIRI got on TikTok basically coming to my defense like, hey, Corey, no, you didn't introduce Kiana to everybody, and no, you didn't bring her to Houston, XYZ or whatever. And she basically told the story, and I just feel like, shouldn't nobody be telling my story but me? But shout out to AIRI because she didn't downplay me or anything. She didn't say anything bad about me or nothing like that. But I just feel like I should be telling my own story. And then also too, it's just a lot that we need to uncover. AIRI dropped a video yesterday, I believe, and she basically shared her story on how me and her met. And she included a little incident me and her had, like a little bump that we had in our friendship or whatever. And I just want to clarify some things on that for you guys. She didn't say anything bad, but I noticed the internet had other things to say when it came to that. And she also had like dropped a clip on Instagram, and the clip was very clickbaity, and it just made me side eye.
That there were previous messages. And I'm like, why does Kiana have messages with Trey? So I remember after that happened, I sat down next to Kiana and Trey had tagged her in something. And when she clicked on it, like, you know, when you go to the DMs, when she clicked on it, I seen that there were previous messages. And I'm like, why does Kiana have messages with Trey? That doesn't make any sense to me. So the number one thing that you do in a situation like that for me is I start laughing because that's phase one of me about to crash out. I look like I probably can't fight, but I promise you, if anybody come to me incorrect about my son, anything, I don't know what would, I genuinely do not know what would happen. I'm like, wait a second, my whole world is like crashing out. I'm like, wait a second, what is this? Kiana, you're a beautiful girl, but what the heck is going on? And instantly at that moment, y'all, what you think she did? What you think she did?
But y'all know, when it comes to me addressing shit, when it comes to me saying how I feel, or where the case may be, or whenever somebody did something to me, I come with receipts. Okay, I come with receipts, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. Okay, we're gonna come with the receipts. So boom, we're just gonna nip this in the bud real quick before I get into getting on Corey ass and telling you guys my story, because once again, I feel like I should be the one to tell my own story. The little bump that me and AIRI had that she shared on Instagram, her Instagram clip, and in her YouTube video, was one of the bumps that we had was she seen messages between me and Trey. If you guys don't know who Trey is also an influencer, which was once AIRI's boyfriend and also my ex-boyfriend's friend. We all used to do content together when I was coming up. We all used to be in one content house in Houston, and we was just, you know, collaborating and stuff like that. So AIRI explained how one day, I think I was showing something on my phone or something like that, and me and Trey DMs popped up, and she was like, whoa, why are you DMing my man? Whatever the case may be, what is going on here? And I explained to her what was going on, and it's definitely not what you think it is. Okay, so I just want to clarify some things, because one thing about me, I don't play when it comes to other people's man. I don't talk to other people's man. I don't flirt with people's exes. I don't do none of that. And I do know that the Tea Room had posted a video and the title was very misleading. She didn't say nothing bad about me in the Tea Room video, but the title was very misleading, and I feel like people just seen the title and ran with it. And the title was like, Kiana J got caught flirting with AIRI's ex or something like that. Something like that. And everybody was like, well, how can Kiana get on such and such when she's doing the same thing and this is that? No. One thing about me, I don't care if we're not friends anymore, if we're still friends or whatever. I don't flirt with my friends or ex-friends, ex-boyfriends or whatever. So let's just clear that up. And the story that AIRI was sharing is a very, very old story. This happened in 2019. We are now going on 2026. This is nothing recent that she was saying, but I just want to come with my receipts and come with my facts so you guys know I'm not that type of woman. I don't move like that. And just know. I wonder if is this sun bothering y'all? So a little backstory. She said that she seen DMs between me and Trey, and she was thrown off behind that because it's like, what the hell's going on? This my man, you in my face, da 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 da. So boom. As you can see, me and Trey were DMing in 2018. This is his very, very first DM that he ever DM'd me, which was in 2018. All right. This is way before I met Prime. This is way before I met AIRI. This is way before any of that. This is actually right after me and Keon had broke up. As you see, it's April 26, 2018. Me and Keon broke up March 2018. I was still living in Oakland, so I was not around any other influencers. I was never around Neat, Carmen, any of that. This is before I knew who anybody was or hung out with anybody or anything like that. So as you see, he DM'd me in 2018. We had a little bit of DMs here and there throughout of April and May. As you can see, May, he had DM'd me. Mind you, we was DMing all of April, actually. We wasn't DMing in May that much. He DM'd me in May saying, text me, I lost all my contacts, love, da 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 da. And I think I had texted him, that was that. Me and Trey probably only FaceTime one time. I never linked him ever, never did any of that, we wasn't like that. It was just like friendly little flirty DMs before I met anybody. Then as you see, October 6th, 2018, he DM'd me again. Now, boom, October 6th, he DM'd me. I met Prime on Instagram, I believe October 8th, 2018. And I'm mentioning him because him and Trey are very close friends. And this goes back to, it's just all gonna make sense. But him and Trey are very close friends, and this is before I ever met Prime or whatever. As you see, it's a really big gap between May and October. We was not talking all those months in 2018. I met Prime October 2018. I linked Prime in Atlanta October. It was like the end of October, November, whatever, in 2018. Okay? Then come January, New Year's 2019 is when I met AIRI, is when I met Trey and things like that. And I expressed to Prime like, hey, but you know, we're talking before we get serious. Me and your friend was DMing, but it was nothing like that. And I felt like it was my place to tell Prime because I just don't move like that. I never want to be that girl that was like, oh, she was talking to the homie, she never told me, or Trey tell him something to make it seem like it's not. I'd rather you know from me than from anybody else, because I just don't move like that. So me and Trey never talked after that. Like October, that was it. I started dealing with his friend. That was that, okay? When I met Prime, I didn't know him and Trey was friends until Prime brought him up to me, and I was like, hey, I was DMing your friend. I'm just letting you know, just so you know, I didn't know y'all was friends, okay? I met AIRI New Year's of...
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can. First up, let's talk about
2019. So I just want to clear that up, that I was never talking to Trey while I was friends with AIRI or whatever the case may be. This was way before I even knew who AIRI was, before I even knew any of that, before I even knew who Prime was. This was a long time ago, and baby, I come with receipts. So we're just going to clear that up. I don't play like that. I don't never want that on my name. I don't want that on my reputation. Don't play with me. Y'all know I'm always gonna clear some shit up. And when I clear shit up, I come with receipts. Now here are screenshots. Boom, we fast forward to the end of January 2019. You see I'm tagging Trey and stuff. He's tagging me and stuff because around this time, this is when I moved to Houston, drove all the way from Oakland to Houston to live in a content house with everybody. Trey, AIRI, Prime, Vanessa, Xavier, everybody was all in one house. And I remember I moved a couple days after my sister, no, actually it was a day before my sister's 16th birthday. So this was January 12th. And as you see, these DMs are January 30th and stuff like that. And that's all it's been ever since. So I just want to clear that up because never was Kiana J flirting with anybody's ex. I'm gonna just move to the side because I feel like the sun is like being weird. But never was I flirting with anybody's ex. I don't play them type of games. And there's too many niggas in this world to be flirting with a nigga that my friend or an old friend had. Okay? And now we're going to get to Corey ass. Now, Corey done played with me on this topic about 2-3 times on the internet, and I've always ignored it because like, boy, please. But it just gets to a point, and I wasn't going to address it at all when I seen it, when he was like, I brought Kiana J to, I'm going to play the clip.
I am the one who brought Kiana J to Houston and introduced her to Carmen and everybody.
When he was like, I brought Kiana J to Houston, I introduced her to everybody. It's just like, stop saying that. Said something else about he made me and my ex career or something like that. And I ignored it again. I think I said a few things on Twitter, but it's just like, it gets to a point, and I just feel a little disrespected when people try to take credit for what I've built and what I worked hard for. That's what we're not gonna do. So I'm just gonna tell you guys my story because I feel like I never really came on here and really told my full story. And I feel like now is the time, but I wanna do like a little documentary, like really giving you guys like real details of my upbringing and my story and how I've came where I am today. But I just wanna clear that up. He didn't bring me to Houston and none of that, all right? Since I just got off the AIRI topic, I just wanna clear this up as well because I feel like it's not really, well, it's kind of important in my story. Actually, no, I'm gonna just clear up the part where AIRI was saying basically when it came to the end of me in that era with, you know, collaborating with them and stuff like that, because I feel like she didn't tell the full story, and that's not what happened. The whole part with me and Prime moving to Atlanta and moving out of the content house, that's not what happened. And I never really I never shared what happened at all. Like, I noticed I go through stuff and people do stuff to me and I never share my side of the story. Have y'all noticed that? Like, I never get on the internet and just clear my name when it comes to stuff. Like, I just let people just go on with this false narrative like I'm just such a villain, but I never got on the internet and just like told people the full story of what happened. So when we get to that part, I'm gonna clear that up. But in AIRI's video, I can't really remember what she said, but I know it wasn't the truth of why me and Prime moved out of that content house and left her mom and left that whole content group or whatever was going on. We're gonna get to that and I'm gonna tell the truth. So boom, back to Corey. I know I'm probably all over the place, but back to Corey and him bringing me to Houston and introducing me to everybody. That's not true at all. We're gonna go all the way back to the beginning, okay? And soon I will do a full documentary of my whole upbringing on being a YouTuber, influencer, content creator, whatever. You guys know I am from Oakland, California. I'm actually in Oakland right now. I'm at my mom's house for Thanksgiving. I was born and raised in Oakland, California. Before I even got into the YouTube world, I was actually in college and I was training to be a police officer. And I was majoring in criminal justice with a minor in psychology. When I was in college, I was in a really bad car accident, which a lot of people know about. I was in a really bad car accident, and around that time, I was also in a relationship with my ex-boyfriend, Keon, which is who I started YouTube with. But I was in a really bad car accident back then, and it slowed me down with college. It just slowed me down with a lot in life, and of course, because I had to recover and stuff like that. But when this car accident happened, I ended up sharing my story on social media, and my ex-boyfriend shared, you know, his side of the story as well, because he wasn't with me in the car. I had literally just dropped him off, and this car accident happened literally down the street from his house. So when it happened, the ambulance contacted him. He came running to me, and, you know, he was very distraught and stuff because My condition was really bad. I could have lost my life. I went through multiple surgeries. I had surgery on my teeth. I had surgery on my lips. I had a dislocated elbow, and I had a fractured hand. I could have lost all my teeth in that car accident, but thank God I had literally just got braces like 2 weeks before this happened. And I remember the surgeon saying if it wasn't for my braces, I would have lost all my teeth in the front and at the bottom. So boom, he shared his story. I shared my story on social media, and it went viral. My car accident happened January 8th, 2016.
I do remember her and her first boyfriend. It was a YouTube couple. I forgot that's where she came from. I do remember her. Wasn't her boyfriend named Keon or something like that? I think. I'm not sure. But yeah.
And everybody was like, you guys need to start a YouTube channel. Like, start a YouTube channel, share the story. You know, we love you guys so much. And me and him was already like going viral on social media because we've been dating since, when did we start dating? I believe 2014. So when this happened, we was together for like 2 years already, and people was always sharing our pictures on Facebook. They used to always go trending on, you know, different little platforms and stuff. So when a car accident happened, it just like people was amping it even more, like, okay, y'all really need to share this story. Like, we love you guys as a couple, but then now this happened, your boyfriend was here for you, like, y'all need to get on YouTube and share the story. Now, we studied YouTube for a whole year. I was still in college. Yeah, I was still going to college. I ended up dropping out after my second year in college, but I had a regular job. I was security guard. I was going to work all the time, and I still want to be a police officer. That was still my goal. I was working towards. So all of 2016, me and him was working, but we was also like studying like the ins and outs of YouTube, how to make money on YouTube, how to do this, how to do that. And I'll never forget December of 2016, I had got fired from my security job. My security job fired me because I guess it was a security breach. Somebody came in and stole my credit card. I was working at a front desk. I was like the security guard at this big company in San Francisco. And I had went back to grab a snack or something like that. And I guess a guy came in and reached over, took my credit card and charged my credit card like $2,000. And I had to report it to the job and stuff like that. And it was like, well, that's a security breach. Like, you supposed to be securing the property. That would have never happened if you never went back and grabbed a snack. So I ended up getting fired from my job, and I remember being so sad about that. And I remember coming to my mom I remember just coming to my mom boohoo crying about that, because like, this is how I make my money. I've been supporting myself since high school. I didn't grow up rich. I didn't grow up getting everything I wanted. So I hustled for everything that I had. So just losing my job was just like, oh my God, like I was just so sad. So that was December 2016. Again, me and Keon was still studying YouTube. Yeah, and I was also doing hair on the side. And this is why I say I'm going to do like a full detailed documentary of my life, because I'm like leaving out little, you know, details and stuff of how I made my money, how I hustled. But I was doing hair on the side. So when I got fired from my job, I was making money from doing hair and like just saving and doing little like side security jobs if somebody needed a little quick security, whatever. So come February 2017 is when me and Keon made our very first YouTube video, which was a Q&A. And I think our third video was the story time of my car accident, and that video had hit like over 2 million views around that time. And we were getting a lot of support, a lot of subscribers, a lot of views and stuff like that because of our pranks as well. So the story time had went viral. We doing pranks, we just going up like crazy. That was all of 2017. 2018 come about, me and Keon had broke up. Me and Keon had broke up March 2018, and after we broke up, I still continued to do YouTube. I still continued to do my hair reviews. I was doing a lot of wig reviews. I was still doing hair on the side. I ended up opening my own hair company, my own hair business. I had my LLC in that. I was still hustling and stuff, but it was a little bit different, and it was just like a new era I was getting into because I was so used to being a couples channel. Keep in mind, I'm still living in Oakland, California, and I'm still living with my mom at this time. Hey guys, my camera died, and I really cannot remember where I left off at. I think I was saying it was a very new era for me because I was so used to being a couples channel. Me and Keon tried to work it out August 2018, but it just didn't work out. So I was still continuing to do YouTube. Come October 2018, I ended up meeting Prime. I ended up meeting Prime via Instagram or whatever. We ended up linking in Atlanta, October, November, December. I was seeing him a lot. And then I remember him expressing to me like, hey, I have these friends. I really want to go to Houston to see for New Year's. You should come with me to Houston for New Year's. And this is New Year's of 2019. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, okay. And he wanted to talk to his friends about doing YouTube or something like that, because at that time he was not doing YouTube. But I was also expressing to Prime that he should definitely do YouTube. I'll help him. Like, I'm trying to motivate him and encourage him to get into the YouTube world. So we get to Houston 2019 for New Year's, and this is where I meet AIRI, Trey, you know, everybody. I never told them like what I do. I never told them like, hey, I do YouTube or whatever. And around this time, you guys, I had over 300K subscribers of my own.
Okay.
Just to put that out there, because I don't want nobody thinking, or I don't want nobody thinking they made me or they could just take credit of where I am. Yes, certain people play certain parts, but nobody started me off. I started myself off. Me and Keon started together. I started myself off. Nobody coached me. I wasn't collaborating with nobody. It took me 2.5 years to finally collaborate with somebody. I was doing all that on my own in Oakland, California, which is a big thing. All that, oh, Kiana didn't get started till she got with AIRI and Trey, or, oh, Corey, that's dead, okay? When I met AIRI and Trey, I had 300K subscribers of my own. 100K of those subscribers was built with Keon when we broke up. When we broke up, we had a little bit over 100K subscribers that we built together. When we broke up, the rest of that was built off my back by myself, okay? So when I met them, I had 300K subscribers, but I wasn't going to AIRI like, oh yeah, I do YouTube, we should collab. There wasn't none of that. I was very to myself. I was very humble. None of that. And to tie back to Corey saying that he introduced me to these people, I was already following Nico on Instagram. Me and Nico was already following each other on Instagram since 2018. And I believe me and Carmen started following each other on Instagram 2019. Nobody introduced me to anybody. Okay? Well, Corey didn't introduce me to anybody. Prime introduced me to AIRI, Trey, and them. Okay? Now, when it comes to Nick and Carmen and stuff, that was like on my own. We follow each other. They probably seen I do YouTube, and that was like a thing. This is OG YouTube days. So, go back to what I was saying. I was very like to myself. I wasn't telling them what I did. But when Prime would come, when we would go to our hotel room, me and him would do like, I think Dub Smash was the thing. I can't really remember. What was it? It was something, not Dub Smash, but it was musically, something like that, where he did like music and stuff like that. And we did like little flipagram videos or whatever, performing to his music in the bathroom or something like that. And we had posted it on Instagram, and it went crazy viral. We was doing YouTube videos together at the hotel room, and then was doing numbers and stuff. And I believe AIRI mom has seen that, and she was like, I remember the next day, she was like, hey, you do YouTube? Have you ever thought about like collaborating? Have you ever thought about a content house? You should come to Houston, and you know, I could really help you with your YouTube career and stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to take this leap. I'm going to do this. I talked to Prime about it. I'm like, we should do this. Like, you should definitely do YouTube. I can help you with your YouTube, and we should do this. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to talk to my mom about me moving to Houston, and we're going to do it. So I came back home, I think like a week after New Year's or something like that. And I expressed to my mom, like, hey, Mom, I want to move to Houston, and I want to like further my career with this YouTube stuff. It's other influencers out there that I could collaborate with. And my mom was so supportive of it. Like, she was super supportive of it. And she was like, okay. So we literally packed up my whole room in my car, you guys, and we drove all the way from California to Houston, Texas. And I think it took like a day and a half. Me and my mom drove all the way there, and I got my mom a hotel room. I got her flight back, and I just did the damn thing. I moved into the content house with everybody. We did content, we ran it up, and we stayed focused. Now, this is where we separated. We stayed in the house. I moved into the content house January 2019. Me and Prime ended up leaving March 2019. We was not there that long, probably like 2.5 months. And we was doing really, really good. Me and Prime was doing numbers. We was going to Miami. We was running up our own numbers. We was getting like over 400K a day on our YouTube videos. Like, we was going up. And where I felt things went left when it came to the content house was, it was just like tension. I don't want to say it was jealousy, but it was just like y'all know when somebody not really fucking with you for real. So I'll never forget, me and Prime was in Miami, and me, AIRI, Trey, Prime, Vanessa, Davey, we all had like this group chat, right? I remember me and Prime was sitting down, we was eating, and we got a message in the group chat that they was having a meeting. And we're like, dang, y'all having a meeting without us? Like, okay, we felt some type of way about that, because whenever there was house meetings, we all were together. And this literally happened after me and him was doing our own content in Miami. You know, we run it up, views was going crazy on both our channels, like we was doing good. So it's just crazy how we get this weird text saying that they're having a meeting without us. And it's like, we don't know what's being said in the meeting. Y'all just texting us saying y'all having a meeting or whatever the case may be. And we was like, damn, like they having a meeting without us? Like, okay. And then we get a text saying, yeah, the rent will be going up. You guys' rent will be $1,400. Now, mind you, I cannot remember how much me and Prime was paying, but it was nowhere near that much. And mind you, me and him was sharing a room. The room did not come with a bathroom in it. We're literally sharing a bathroom with other people. I'm sharing a bathroom with other men that's in the house. I didn't have my own bathroom or any of that, so I don't understand why we will be paying $1,400 or $1,200. It was something crazy. I'm gonna say from $1,200 to $1,400 to share a room, when I believe we was paying like $600 at first to share this room. So we're like, what the hell? Like, that's weird. Like, we're not gonna be paying that much money to share a room, and we also don't know what y'all talking about in this meeting. So it's like, damn, like, let's just leave. Like, let's get up out of here, because we just felt like it was like a lot of envious stuff going on. It was a lot of shady shit going on between me and his back. It was just weird. And I don't know if it's because me and Prime would like do group videos with them, and then we'll branch off and do our own videos. And when we do our own videos, they will still go up. Like, we wasn't just clinging on to being a group. We want to have our own identity. I don't want to be known for being in a group. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it's an ego thing. I think AIRI did mention like different egos and stuff like that. It's never an ego thing. I don't come off cocky. I don't come off stuck up. I don't come off any of that. I could definitely hang with doing group content and stuff like that, but I'm also going to do my own content, because I got started as Kiana J, and I was a couples channel. Me and this guy broke up a year ago and stuff like that. So now I'm known as Kiana J, and I want to keep that. I want my supporters to see me sometimes. Like, it should be okay for my supporters to just see a video with just me. It doesn't have to always be group. It should be me sometimes. I used to do my own story times and then videos with my boyfriend at the time. It should be like everything. Like on this channel, you see everything. You see story times with me. You see get readies with me. You see travel vlogs in here. You see everything. Like, I'm a jack of all trades. So me and him would like branch off and do our own videos. And I feel like when we was doing that, I don't know, it just felt like a little shady shit, weird tension was going on. We was doing that. So when we got that text and we was like, they want us to pay how much? And we in this little ass room sleeping on the air mattress. We not like, what are y'all talking about? So we told each other, we like, you know what, we gonna leave. So we texted, we was like, okay, it's good. You know, we're gonna move out, whatever case may be. When we get there, we'll have our stuff ready to go. And I believe the text was like, okay, y'all have a day to move or something like that. Y'all have a day or two to get out of here or something like that. Some weird stuff. And we just like, okay.
I definitely need some of the, my lips is dry as heck. I got dog beef and everything.
Wasn't no arguments or none of that. So me and Prime flew back to Houston from wherever we was. I don't know if we was in Atlanta or Miami, somewhere. We flew to Houston, packed up that room once again in my same car that I drove all the way to Houston from California. We packed up the room in the car and we left. And I remember when we was packing up the room, AIRI was being kind of shady when we was packing up the room, and it's no shade to her because this is old, whatever. She was singing, she was walking past our room door and she was singing, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye. And she just kept saying, nah, 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 like, goodbye. We like, damn, like, that's fucked up. I didn't go off on her. I didn't cuss her out. I didn't try to fight her, none of that. We just packed the room, y'all. Packed the room up in the car, and we drove all the way from Houston to Atlanta. And me and Prime stayed at his mom's house for a few months because we ended up getting our own place. We stayed in his mom's house from March 2019 all the way to August 2019. We rented up, we did what we had to do, we hustled, and then we ended up getting our own place. Now, that's how that whole thing separated from us being in a content house to us being on our own. It wasn't, I can't remember exactly what AIRI said in the video, but I just know that's not what happened. Egos wasn't a thing. It was just a lot of like shicey stuff. And if I'm being real, if I'm being honest, I feel like it was a lot of jealousy going on because me and Prime was doing our own shit on the side, and that shit was going crazy. We was doing a lot more numbers than everybody else. And I feel like, you know, I just feel like the men.
I know I probably feel like I'm not saying nothing, but it's like I'm really just listening. Like that's like my reaction. I know like at first I was just promoting and just saying that I was on live, but yeah.
Management wanted those numbers to be with the group, and those numbers wasn't with the group. Them numbers was, them crazy lit ass numbers was either just a video with me by myself or it was a video with Prime. So that was that. So boom, me and Prime, we moved to Atlanta. We get our own place, August 2019. That was like a whole era from August 2019 to June 2020 when we broke up. And from, that was like, and I'm not going to really touch bases on that. That was like, if y'all was watching me, y'all was watching me. That was like a whole era or whatever. So we broke up June 2020. And around this time, me and Prime was flying to Houston to have meetings with Neb Management, which is Ebony. Oh, and to go back, you guys, how I met Ebony through Carmen. Once again, Corey didn't introduce me to nobody or any of that, okay? I met Ebony through Carmen. And how I met Ebony was, once again, me and Carmen was still cool or whatever before me and Prime broke up, because I remember all of 2020, me, her, Neek was doing videos and stuff like that. Like, that was just a whole area, y'all. It's like, if I get into details, y'all, I'm gonna be sitting here all day, but I'm just trying to give y'all like the main course. So, I remember I got an email from a management team, and I remember sending the email to Carmen. I'm like, is this a legit management team? Like, you know, I am looking for a new management team or whatever. And she was like, and this was before me and Prime broke up, actually. I met Neb Management before me and Prime broke up. So she like, no sis, that's not a legit team. I'm like, okay, well, do you know of any management team? She like, yeah, you could hit up my manager. And that's when she introduced me to Ebony. And before June 2020, me and Prime, this was like early in the year. I believe we signed to Neb February 2020, actually. So we was flying from February to June. We was flying to Houston all the time to have meetings. I would collab with my friends. I'll collab with Carmen. I'll collab with Neek because I was friends with them at this time. And, you know, we were just hustling or whatever. And it just came to a point where we ended our relationship in June 2020. And I was still living in Atlanta. Keep that in mind. I was still living in Atlanta. And when we broke up, I kept the apartment. Prime did his own thing. And here I am by myself, run it up once again. Me and Prime was not a couple's channel at all. We had our separate identities, but we did come together to collab on each other's channels. But we broke up. I still ran it up, still was going crazy on YouTube. And it just got to a point where it was like, okay, Kiana, my manager was just like, okay, Kiana, you just need to move to Houston because you keep flying to Houston from Atlanta and you staying here for 2 weeks at a time and you flying here just to have a meeting, you going back and flying back. It was just a lot. So she was like, you should just move to Houston. And I did not want to move to Houston, y'all. I had moved to Houston October of 2020 and I cried my eyes out. But I know you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. So my lease was up in the apartment that I was in, and I packed my apartment up in a U-Haul and I drove my U-Haul from Atlanta back to Houston October 2020, and I've been here ever since. Every influencer that I have met has been off the strength of me or through somebody else. Corey definitely cannot take credit for where I am today at the fuck all. Nobody can really. Some people have played a part in my success, but you cannot take credit where I am today. I know where I started. I know where I am today. And I just don't want nobody taking credit for that. People have helped me. My management team have helped me a lot, but I've done a lot on my own as well. And I hold this shit on my back. Okay? But I just want to clear that up. And now here I am today. It's been a long journey. I will do a full documentary in full detail of my life and what I've been through when it comes to family, when it comes to heartbreak, when it comes to a lot of stuff I want to share, because I feel like that's a very important part in my journey. But I just gave you guys like the surface level, and a lot of you guys already know this. This is like, you know, a lot of you guys already know this, like Kiana went from here, but a lot of you guys don't know like the details. I want to share about my family, about, you know, my siblings and my parents and this and that, and how I really got to where I am today and the struggles that I had to go through, because it wasn't easy. You know, I make it look easy. I get on the internet, I smile, I do all this and all that, but I also go through things, and I'm no different from you guys. Okay, I just want to clear that up on here because I don't want nobody taking credit for what I did. And if anybody's going to tell a story, tell the full story. And also too, I told y'all I had enough of being quiet. Like, I had enough of just letting people say what they got to say about me, and I don't address it. I don't clear nothing up. I don't do any of that. But I think I had enough of people playing on my name. I did, and we're gonna stop doing that. And moving forward, before you feel like playing on my name, make sure you come with receipts, because I'm always gonna come with receipts. Also too, shout out to AIRI. Your story time was beautiful. Like, watching your story time, I was literally reliving the moment. I know I came at AIRI a little sideways under her video that she posted on Instagram, but I'm gonna share like a screenshot right here. I had reached out to her and I apologize. This is what I had to say. You guys can read it. That's what I have to say, because I'm so used to people claiming to be my friends or was once my friends, and they get on the internet and they bash me or make it seem like this person I'm not. So when I seen her video, it was kind of like a defense thing. Like, I have PTSD with that. It was like a defense thing before I could even watch her YouTube video. And when I watched her YouTube video, it was complete opposite of what I thought she was going to do. So I just wanted to reach out to her and apologize for that, because just like, she didn't do that at all. Y'all should go watch the video. And she basically talks about our journey as friends and how we met and stuff. But I just want to clear some things up, because I don't want people playing with my character as a woman. I am a girl's girl. I don't play them type of games, and I don't move like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want a documentary, a full documentary of my life, comment down below documentary with a pink heart, and we'll
get that documentary. Like I said, I really was just, you know, listening. Like, I don't watch Kiana J like that, but I know who she is. And like I said, I even knew like how she started the story she said about her and the boyfriend, because that's where I originally knew her from. So, you know, she doing her thing. She doing her thing. See, I'm not even subscribed.